So good evening. Welcome to our short parents' evening videos. We're going to talk to you about some bits and pieces of information. So if we haven't had the chance to meet before, my name is Ralph. I'm a head of school at Lavington School, and really pleased to be able to talk to you through this medium this evening. So formally, welcome to Lavington School and our wider community. As parents and carers, you are a really important stakeholder group, and it's really important that you, like your children, do feel very much part of that wider community and a community that we are really proud of. It is not buildings and premises that make schools, but it's the people that are a part of them, both from the staff through to the pupils, but of course wider stakeholder groups such as yourselves are a huge part of who we are and what we do. So as a school, we're working very hard to ensure that we're always delivering the highest possible education to your children that we can. And within that, we work hard to ensure that the offer is both broad and balanced. And one of the special things is, as you will perhaps now know about Lavington School, is regardless of what subject we're offering, and our expectations are always very, very high, and the teachers are very passionate about the subjects and the delivery. And with that inside, you can expect from us to deliver a range of enrichment and extracurricular opportunities, and that's something that we're really excited about this year in particular, given that we've not been able to offer as many of those. So please do encourage your children to take up these opportunities. I think opportunities to lead, opportunities to take part in activities later in school like Duke of Edinburgh, or to go on residential trips, or whatever those opportunities may look like. That's all part of the life of Lavington School and the offer that we've got, and it's something that we want all our pupils to feel open to, and would encourage all our pupils to take up as many of the opportunities as they can. So we talk a lot about the importance of respect and simple values around kindness and inclusivity. We are a school which celebrates diversity, and we really want everybody to share in that. We want our students, our children, to know how to talk to each other. So that's pupil to pupil and pupil to adult, and of course our adult to pupil conversations. It's really important that we're developing young people that know how to communicate, to influence others, to get the things that they need in life, but also how to do that in a respectful way. And we do, as you know, have high expectations around traditional values of conduct and behaviour, and be that appearance. And we need you to support us in that, and that's part of the deal, isn't it? That you've bought into at our school, that you value those things too, and that you support us in upholding those things. So around simple ideas around punctuality or appearance, it's important, and we want our students to feel proud to come to our school and share in the importance of those values. And the success of any pupil or any student and child that we have in our school is a partnership. That's the deal, to get the very best for them and to achieve the best outcomes, both academically or personally. It needs us to work home and school to work in partnership, and that's where the home school agreement comes into, that we're signing up on both sides of that to support each other in what will be at times a challenging journey. There's no question that managing and supporting teenagers through that process can be difficult, and there will be bumps in the road, and perhaps at times there may be things that you question or may not 100% understand with the school, and we ask you to support us, to go with it as much as you can, or to give us the opportunity to explain or to inform you about why we're doing things in a certain way. We know that children, to be successful, need to be in school. Attendance is really important, particularly now more than ever, when we want our students to really value that face-to-face teaching. And that 95% plus figure that is talked about, it does make a big difference. So we're asking you to support us in getting your children into school, and we have to be really straight with that. And I know it's challenging, and we know that some of our young people are really struggling currently, and we'll do what we can to support. And if you are having those issues, please talk to us. But attendance is key, and we'll need you to uphold those expectations around the parents' conduct and effort. It can't only happen when the children arrive on the door. It's those conversations and the encouragement that you give prior to arrival, and just that reinforcement that ensures that we are all on the same page. So as we move into this important relationship now, please help us to help you. We'll do everything that we can. We really do want all of our pupils to be happy and healthy and feel safe, and we want them to be proud to represent their school. We know that at different times, different students will need that extra bit of support, and we will make sure that that goes in. If you feel that there's something that's not happening, or there's something that you need, or information that you think will be valuable to the school in supporting your child, then please come through the right channels and let us know. Please get in touch with your tutor in the first instance, or your pastoral leader, Miss Silto, to share that information so that we can support. What I would ask when it comes to communication, we are a much bigger school than we used to be, over 900 pupils now, and please be patient. We will always try and correspond with you in a timely and professional manner. It's not always possible to come into school and expect to meet the person that you need there and then, and we always ask you to make appointments to avoid disappointment. Email is a good way to contact school or to go through that inquiries, and we will endeavour to get back to you. Please keep that communication respectful and courteous at all times. As you know, our teachers work very, very hard and can be quite relentless at times, and I would ask you to always keep that in your mind's eye. If there's something that you are irritated by or unhappy with, it won't be deliberate. It is us trying to do our very best, and we will want to hear from you if it's not right. But conversations that are solution driven will inevitably support both sides, and we will endeavour to do that with yourselves. So just some practical things really to share with you, and there'll be lots more information from leaders shortly that you'll find, I'm sure, much more useful than my ramblings. But those first point of contacts are really important. So using the tutor who will ultimately know your child the best and will have that relationship with them. If there are things that we need to know, please contact them in the first instance, be it through email or through the phone. Miss Silto is the next person really to pick up as things perhaps are maybe more complicated or you need specific guidance. If you are coming onto site, so just practically, we're a busy site, and there is pressure around car parking and such, particularly at those busy pick up and drop off times. Please help us. We do worry about these times and the amount of traffic movement, so please consider about parking. If you're able to delay pickup times at the end of the day, then this is a safe site from 3:45 for collection. It's much, much quieter, and that is worth considering, and it's a safe site for students to be either on the front field or inside, if that's something. And equally, when visiting site and you're parking, please just think about where you're leaving vehicles and to not obstruct others and so forth. I know that can be challenging, but if we can all be patient, it's really helpful. And finally, from me, really, the message is one of good luck and best wishes for your children, but for you as well. We're really proud of our school. This is a really, really good school, and I hope that you are proud to be part of our wider school community here at Lavington. We're really, really optimistic about the year this year. It's going to be a very exciting year, lots of things going on, lots of opportunities. So that is it from me. Good luck, and I look forward to seeing you on the tutor evening in the flesh. All the best.
Good evening, everyone. It's so nice to get an opportunity to talk to the parents of our new Year 7s. So I just want to talk to you about how the first few weeks have been going and to say how pleased I am with how Year 7 are settling in. So the good news is that they seem to be settling in really well. As we walk around the school, it's nice to be able to see the students around, lunchtimes, break times, having a good time and starting to get to understand how everything works in the school. There are so many positive comments coming out from staff about how Year 7 are doing. It's really nice to hear, actually, as they're head of year, what positivity they're bringing into their lessons and how much they're getting on with the new work. We're also really pleased to see that students getting familiar with the routines of the school and are starting to get them familiar with their way around the school. I know a lot of you are really concerned about your child getting lost, and yes, we've certainly had a few of that, but now we're in week 4, that seems to be moving away and students seem to be a lot more confident about where they are in the school. So that's really positive. I'm also really pleased to see how many students are taking part in opportunities to join clubs and events in the school. It's so nice to hear that so many Year 7s are getting involved. So, in terms of some areas of development or things that you might be thinking, what can I do to help my child get on in school? So, I know a few parents have contacted me with concerns about friendship groups, and I know that some students are struggling to make new friendships. Please don't worry about this, it is still really early days, but we are putting some things in place. So, we do have a group down at the barn, which is where our forest school is based, at lunchtime and break time. And if your child is feeling a bit lonely, they are always more than welcome to go down there. There is always a member of staff there. I've also been speaking to some of the Year 11 prefects about trying to organise a bit of a meet and greet to kind of get students who perhaps aren't so confident in making friends to meet new people. So if this is your child, tell them to look out for the information and take part in those events. One of the things that we're looking at is that Year 7 becoming a little bit more independent. And as parents, you can actively encourage them to do this at home, making sure that they are packing their bags the night before. Have they checked what books they need? Have they got all the kit they need? If they're doing food, have they got all their ingredients? Parents get blamed for things being left at home. So do encourage that independence in them. Also, if your child is still struggling with how to tie their tie or do their shoelaces, this is something that will really help after PE lessons. So again, a little bit of time practicing this would be really useful. One of the big challenges is learning how to interact in a bigger school and kind of find their way around it. Students in Year 7 are used to being the oldest students in their school, and I think some of them are finding a little bit of adjustment to realise that they are the smallest in secondary school. So one of the things, just for some Year 7s to think about, is how they interact with those older students and make sure those interactions are really positive. If your child is keen to get involved in events, there are lots of things they can do. So as you can see on the slide, there are lots of different clubs. There's clubs every day at lunchtime and Key Stage 3 clubs after school. This is a good thing for them to get involved in, but also if they want to meet new people, this is also a really good opportunity for them. There's also a STEM club with Mrs. Bowman after school on a Tuesday, which is open to Year 7, 8 and 9 students. So pleased with how Year 7s are settling in. However, if you have any concerns or worries, please don't hesitate to contact either your child's tutor or myself. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Mr. Taylor. And one of my roles at Lavington School is enrichment and the development of that. Now, we've had a really tough 18 months, both students and staff. And one of the things that has been hit really badly has been the opportunity to be involved in clubs and activities and experiences, and particularly so for the students who are arriving into school, because often they would have missed out at primary school. So what I'm here to talk to you about are the opportunities that we would love your child to be involved in. All right, it's so important to us that their experience at Lavington School isn't just from 8:40 through to 3:25. It's crucial that they're able to get into the life of the school and feel like they belong. And taking part in clubs and activities and experiences really helps build a feeling of belonging, but also a sense of being a part of the school. And we all know the things that are so important to help try and develop not just the skills and the experiences, but also things like confidence and building friendships. And also having a chance to experience things that otherwise they wouldn't get a chance to do. So I'm really passionate about this, and I really hope that we can provide your child with an experience between the years of 7 and 11 or 13. So the first thing that they'll get a chance to do is on Friday, the 1st of October, which is coming up very, very soon. And what that is, you would have had a letter about that via parent mail. It's the Year 7 team building day. And what we're going to be doing is the whole year group will be able to build on their first month at Lavington, to be able to cement those friendships and get a chance to do that in a team building and teamwork environment, where they'll be doing skills such as low ropes course or climbing, maybe some archery and some other team building exercises to help really get them thinking about what else apart from their lessons can they experience at Lavington. So really looking forward to that day. And if you have any questions about it or you haven't received the letter, then please contact me at school. The other thing I want to bring to your attention are the wealth of clubs and activities that are on offer. This slide here is particularly small, but there's all the clubs that we deliver here at Lavington just in term 1, and you will be able to find that on the school website. But if I bring it down so you can see it a little bit better, there's the clubs for Monday, and as you can see, there are opportunities there for Year 7s on a Monday and also on a Tuesday. And if you can find this on the website. On a Wednesday, for example, again, there are more clubs, not just PE clubs, but also dance and drama and other academic clubs like STEM Club, where they can really feel they can be a part of the school and get involved in something new. So there's on Thursday and even things on a Friday at the end of the week. So my message to you is please just don't let your child's time at school be defined by the school hours. We really like them to feel welcome and a part of what we're doing here at Lavington. And I'm very much looking forward to seeing your child involved at some stage. Thank you very much for listening, and I look forward to meeting you all during the course of your child's career at Lavington. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Hello there, my name is Mr. Dean. I'm the Deputy Head Teacher at Lavington School, and I'm going to talk to you about literacy and reading, and then I'm going to go on to show my homework and e-praise. So reading is really valued at Lavington School. We are aiming to ensure that all students will read during tutor time at least once per week, but also opportunities are present in lessons to read, and we encourage students to read outside of school because it's a really valuable skill and it will help them in their life. Reading lists are available to parents and students on the school website, and they're available by genre and by subject, and they're on our school website under the enrichment tab on curriculum. And there are strategies to support reluctant readers in place across the school. So why is reading important? So firstly, reading leads to academic success. There have been several studies over the past few years which all show that students who read more often are more likely to succeed in their exams at the end of year 11 and in year 13, which of course gives them more options in pathways. For example, one study showed that actually regular readers did better in maths by almost 10%. In science, it was the strongest factor affecting pupils' science scores. And another study showed that reading improves teenagers' vocabulary by 26%. And we know that vocabulary is a big factor in success moving forward. Not only is reading important for study, we hopefully recognise that reading is enjoyable and it's relaxing. We spend a lot of our life sometimes looking at screens, being busy, and sitting back with a book gives us opportunity to relax, to explore new worlds. It widens our horizons. You can read about places that you might never have visited. You can read about people's situations that you might not have experienced. It can make you laugh and cry. It can help you escape your day-to-day life. It can shock you, or it can warm your heart and makes you feel lots and lots of different emotions and opens your eyes to situations. It can also help improve your confidence and make you feel better. Sometimes it helps people deal with issues that are quite complex from the safe and fictional environment of a book, looking through other people's eyes and how they deal with difficult situations. Studies have shown that it increases empathy and allows our young people to view other people's situations in a different manner. and it also is shown to develop confidence and self-esteem. You've got a huge array of choices, not only outside of school, through things on the internet, through public libraries, by visiting bookshops, but in school, our library is very well resourced, and our librarian, Mrs. Brough, can talk to you about what genre interests you, what interests you have, and reading about your interests is really powerful. Different ways of engaging with literature, whether Kindle, audiobook, graphic novels. So the main message there is to use the library, speak to Mrs. Brough, who can help you find something that you're interested in. At all times, students might find reading hard, and what's really important to remember is that, like any skill, you get better at it by doing it more often. And eventually, even if you struggle now, it will become more pleasurable. The skill, the will, and the thrill. So I've mentioned those reading lists are available on their website already. But if you're thinking, I'm not sure what to read, I don't like reading, I don't find reading enjoyable, what the key thing is to find out something that you do like reading about, something that you are interested in, and those website reading lists would be a good starting point. If you find reading hard and you haven't broached that subject with anybody, you can talk to your tutor, you can talk to Mrs. Thomas, our Senko, or you can talk to any class teacher. We've got some ideas and we've got some programs that you can use in school and at home that will help you help you become a better reader. This is an interesting slide, and I'm just showing it you to give you an idea of reading. So pupils reading, if you just do 20 minutes a day, you put that device down, you turn the television off. If you do it a day, for every academic year, that's 3,600 minutes roughly. And so that's about 1,800,000 words per year. And that is going to benefit you hugely by reading for 20 minutes a day. If you compare that to somebody who might read 1 minute a day, that's only 180 minutes per school year, roughly. And that's only 8,000 words. So for reading 20 minutes a day, it can have a real impact, not only on your studies, but on your general well-being and your life moving forward. Now, some strategies we use in lessons that I would like to share with you often help students learn new vocabulary and often help students link some words that they've not come across before to some words that they have come across before. So if you think about the word monarchy, monarchy is a ruler, mono meaning one, so one ruler or ruled by one family. Now, oligarchy is a different word. It's not a common word potentially, but linking these two words together, they've got the same part of the word there in the archy bit. Archy means rulership. So if students know that bit means rulership, then we can look at linking those two words together and getting meaning from a text, from a new word that's unfamiliar. We can use prefixes and suffixes to try and explain what new words mean. So I've got two prefixes there and I've got two suffixes and the meanings of those things. So I'm just going to pause for 10 seconds and I'll ask you to see if you can match them up. So, in means between, among, or together. N and N mean to help, happen, to enable, to be within, or go on, envelop, or surround or cover with. Okay. Wise means speaking of or referring to. And hood means to show the state, condition, character, or nature the neighbourhood, for example. Now, the other thing that your teachers may talk to you about are word histories, which is often known as etymology. So the majority of the complex vocabulary that students need to learn in school has Latin and Greek origins. And learning that, or getting to know some of those examples, actually will help students learn new or make meaning of unfamiliar words. So, for example, hydrogen, which is an element on the periodic table, the word hydrogen derives from two parts: hydro, which means water, and gen, which means to bring forth or to make. So hydrogen literally means to make water, and that's an interesting fact. We can link the word hydro to lots of other things. We can link the part gen to other areas of the curriculum. So generate means to make. Another example, corridor. Students are familiar with corridors. We asked them to walk calmly down our corridors. But actually, the word corridor comes from the Latin currere, which means literally to run. So the word has changed significantly over the years, especially in a school context. So we're not asking our students to run down the corridors, but that's where the word comes from. And it was originally linked to fortifications, or a strip of land along a ditch where messengers could run up and down. And obviously that's been stripped of its original origins. Now you can Google any word, and in the Google dictionary you can look up the etymology of that word, and that might help you make links to other words. So another little activity. So you've got 4 words there. Can you link those to the meanings of those words? I'm going to pause for 10 seconds. So book literally means a document or charter. Science means to cut open or to know. Photography, draw with light. So photo is the light part, and the graphy is to draw. And phone comes from voice, or the sound, or the speaker of. A phonograph is a very old-fashioned record player, for example. So on to Satchel 1. Homework, which is also known as Satchel 1. Hopefully you've all received login details, both children and parents. If you haven't, if they've got lost in the bottom of a bag, please do let us know. If you've got any difficulty logging in, please contact your child's tutor, and they'll be your first port of call. But the most important thing really is for you to log in as parents and monitor your children's homework. Just have that conversation. You've got maths homework due tomorrow. Have you done it? Have you had any problems? And that'll be a really important conversation to have throughout your child's career at Lavington. One important point to note is that we cannot reset passwords. So the best way to ensure that you can log in is to make sure you register an email address once you've used your PIN for the first time. There are methods that we can sort of reset your account, but we can't reset that password easily. So please do register an email. That's really important. The other to look at is ePraise, and in a moment I'm going to show you how you log in as a parent to ePraise and make sure you can look at your children's accounts. So as parents, you log in with the email address that you've registered with the school, and as a student, students log in with the Microsoft button, which I'll show you in a moment. And when they log in with the Microsoft button, they'll need to use their school email address, which begins 21, and then it's the 4 letters, and the first 2 letters are the first 2 letters of their first name, and then the second 2 letters are the first 2 letters of their surname, and then it's at lavington.wilts.ach.uk. And then the password that they use is the same as the password that students will use in school to log into school PCs. So I'm about to show you the login for ePraise. So So here I'm masquerading as a parent. So this is just a dummy site that we've been given access to. So once you've logged in with the email address that you've logged in with school, there's you've just literally got some overviews, and under the tag me, we can look at your profile, this is that page. We can look at the settings where you can change your password, or you might see any messages there. With the most important thing really is you can look at your children. So if you have more than one child, you can click view all. This parent only has one, but if you've got more than one child, you will see 2 or more children there. And to look at individuals, you can click on this chart here. So on this page, you can see various different things. You can see the points that students have been given, and the points weekly, or the categories. So each child will have different categories along this section here. You'll see total points available to spend and the position in the school. You'll also see various things. You can see a breakdown, who's awarded those points and when. You'll be able to see students' timetable. You may be able to see documents that are linked to your child. So that may be there, and they'll have been uploaded by Mrs. Thomas, which she'll have spoken to you about. You can see the timetable of that day, and it's quite handy because it's got the date on the side, which stops to worry about the 2-week timetable. So that's there, and it'll see your class teacher and the room there. You can also see demerits. So if there are any behaviour issues, then this child hasn't got any. If there are any instances where children haven't met the expectations around behaviour, homework, learning, they will appear under the demerits, and there'll be interventions there as well. And again, those will show any detentions that a child might have, any support that they might have in terms of SEND support or extracurricular provision and things like that. So that's a useful section to look at. But this was a really quick run through, but again, I would encourage you to make sure you log into ePraise and you can see lots of information about your child. So thank you. If there are any questions about ePraise or Share My Homework, please direct them to your child's tutor, and then they'll be able to provide the answer, or somebody from school will follow up. Thank you for your time.
Hi everyone, my name is Mr. Down, Deputy Head with Oversight for Safeguarding and Behaviour across the school, and welcome to this short video around our sort of behaviour platform within the school for parents and carers. As you can see on this screen, I have given an overview of the structure that we're following now as a school with regards to learning behaviours. So this is sort of launched by the EEF, the Education Endowment Foundation, which kind of gives us a sense of the kind of research and strategy behind these areas. As you can see, this is a jigsaw puzzle, and again, we've got aspects that you may expect within the school sort of community in terms of a general sense of positive behaviours and how they are reported and supported. Metacognition, again, is that ability to sort of understand how to learn and be active instead of passive within learning. And then you've got a real key part of the cog in terms of parental engagement. And I'd like to thank you for my kind of current engagement with parents in terms of that being really, really positive as we've gone so far through the start of this school year for our new Year 7s. In terms of that, obviously we've launched the ePraise as a platform for you to be able to see really, really easily the positives and the areas to develop for each of your children within school. So again, hopefully you've all had your login details to that, and you've been able to look at the separate pie charts and see some of the detail behind those positives that are coming through. So if I move that on, just wanted to sort of really reiterate the approach of positive discipline within the school. So again, this is the same slide that was shared with staff within the school. It just gives you an oversight then of the e-praise as a whole and the ways in which we're looking to catch the students being positive and, you know, to give them the accolades for such good work. So you've got the selection on the left of the different types of praise and rewards. Research suggests that that should be at least 4 positive interactions each young person has to 1 negative. So again, we're really looking to push that positive aspect and rewards as we go through the school. The headings on the right give you a sense of detail. These are all up in the classrooms across the school, and students will be sort of directed towards these headings. But they are the overarching skills we're looking to sort of support the young people with in terms of communication, showing initiative, being resilient, and leadership. And there's some examples underneath where students can show those attributes that we're looking to sort of source and reward within the school as well. And then again, on the left, you've got other wider areas where you will see that students will start to sort of see these rewards, and you'll start to sort of get a sense of them coming home as well. So end of the big terms, we have the assemblies, postcards home, and then other additional activities where we can look to put some positive support in as well. Okay. In terms of just our basic expectations, so again, as a school community, working with the student council last year, we have sort of honed in on the 3 keywords you can see there in terms of respect, kindness, and inclusivity, and they were very clearly the areas the student council, through student voice, felt that we were already showing as a school community, but they were the ones we felt we needed to continue to kind of drive forward as well. Again, it's a really simple message there that all members of the school community are required to conduct themselves in a polite and respectful manner. That is in terms of being on school transport, walking to and from school, and then through the entirety of the day. This is actually taken from the green card, which students all carry on them. And it's just a bit of a reminder for students around the expectations you can see there. Okay, and obviously if there are then any reminders need to be given, all students have sort of 3 chances, 3 strikes to be kind of reminded of those expectations should they fall slightly short, before then that feeds into a detention. Okay, so that's in place as a kind of reminder. In terms of the context, what I've been looking at with Miss Silto, the initial data that's coming through, and again, as you would expect maybe, but really pleasing to confirm to parents that the positives that have been shared on ePraise far outweigh the negatives, and we have very, very limited numbers on students with green cards being signed, and certainly very low in terms of students in Year 7 having to attend any sort of detention. So again, going back to this, again, I think thank you as a parent and carer body for the work you've done to prepare your children to come into our school community. We've spent some time through assemblies and lots of tutor sessions talking about expectations, and it's been really positive to see the year group come in and start so strongly, and we look forward to continuing those aspects as we move forward throughout the rest of the school year. All right, thank you very much.